Good morning, afternoon and evening my crazies, and my name's Angela. Woo! I'm the crazy Bobby lady and welcome to today's dyeing video. Yes, I've gone and done it. I got myself a tin. Right, so here we go. I've put my first hank of yarn in. Today I am playing with the DK weight cotton. Now, I've never, ever done this method before. So, keep everything crossed that I don't burn the yarn or leave it in too long or any of that stuff. At the moment I'm using my belly. Yay belly! To hold this on the oven while I muck around and try and get it laying as flat as I can. There we go. Right, so we're dyeing. I'm going to be dyeing the two up today at the same time, and I'm going to start today with playing with just dry powders because hey, why not? I don't know what I'm doing. Not this time round anyway. So let's get these dry powders on the go and wonder what colours I'm picking today. Right, so the colours I've chosen to play with today is a tropical green, a smoky grey and an ocean blue. As you can see, guess which one's which. Right, this one is actually the green, the one with the lumps in it is the grey, and this little one here is the blue. So I'm going to start off with the green. Now the yarn today has been soaked. It got soaked for over 24 hours actually. It's been soaked. I have squished out quite a bit of it, but I'll end up adding some more in a minute. At the moment there is no temperature on underneath this yarn. Okay, there's no temperature, there's no floaty water or anything like that yet. So I'm hoping that you can see the colour that's coming on here. It's looking quite nice, reasonably bright. And I'm going to have to go back and get some more green in a minute, but I will do that shortly. Alright, by the side of me today I've also got another container with another hank of yarn in so that I can use that to clean off my gloves, because I realised that using kitchen towel I was wasting a heck of a lot, and some people for some reason do like crazy yarn, crazy yarn colours, but there's nothing at all for you to work with. Right, okay, so the next colour I'm going to pop in is the blue. I'll do that about here. Now, and this one does normally go on quite indigo, so every time I use this it freaks me out because I think I've put on the wrong colour in the wrong spot. But once it dyes up and then dries up, it works quite nicely. Okay. And there's the dye mop again with the blue now added to the green. Okay, the last colour up is the grey for this moment. I may end up actually going and getting some other colours to add to it. It'd be nice to see how each of these colours work. Alright, so let's get this grey on. Now of course with the grey, this is a mixture of lots of different colours, so as it goes you may see some different coloured specks come out than what you would actually expect. See, it's a little bit grey on my gloves, it's a bit damp. Oops. So that may give us a bit of a clumping issue in a few minutes. Yeah. There we go. So that is the grey on. And there's the lump of colour on there. Right, I'm just going to clean off this lid using the yarn mop. And we'll start on the next set of colours. And now I'm going to finish off the stripes on the yarn today with a tulip red and a passion pink. So let's see how these ones go. Okay, I don't think I'll be using this lid method again because it gets caught on it, but we'll have to wait and see what this yarn turns out like, because you never know, I might change my mind again. Oh, get away passion pink. I might change my mind again because it looks so cool. Last little bit there, a little bit more up that edge. Okay, and of course the passion pink is going on at the end. Okay, and again it's going to, whoa, that's pink. I'm just going to dump this now onto the mop. Right, so now before I put heat to this bad boy, I'm going to grab myself some water out of my soak bucket and add that in. Okay, I'm going to need a little more, give me a second. Okay, and very slowly pour this on. Now I'm going to be cheeky, I'm actually going to pour this onto the white sections on the bottom. See if we can get some bleeding on this one, and then once we get to there, we're now going to go onto the red with a little bit of water, onto the white section, and then onto the pink. Now I did throw some pink dye behind the yarn while I was doing this pink section, and I have a feeling that we may just end up with blending between the two. Okay, now a little bit over our grey section. I don't know if you can make this out, the grey section has got some amazing speckles in there at the moment. I will get my tablet in a second and take a photograph. We've got pinks, we've got the blues, we've got the greys, we've got the greens. So I'm going to do this bit up here because it looks like a rainbow. Okay, and then onto the blue. Just finish that off, and then one more bit for the green. So in total I will have added an extra 1¼ pints of fluid into the bin, into the basin once we're finished, and that is just covering the yarn. Okay, so I have now just turned the temperature on. I've also taken a couple of pictures. that I've just shown you in the video as well. Aren't I good? Right, so now I'm going to leave this for a few moments to warm up a little bit, and then I'm going to grab a spoon and splat it down, and fingers crossed the colour will work its way through the yarn. Right, I'll get that spoon while you're here with me. Right, as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of steam coming up. It's only been a few moments. Okay, so I started cooking this batch at 12 o'clock. So as we're getting some bubbling, let's drop my gas down a bit more. And that is it now. That's the lowest it can go. So let's tap my greens down, because as you can see here, we still do have quite a bit of green there, which is good because, hey, it needs to blend through. So we'll tap that down to get rid of any of the clumps. Okay. So hopefully that's done that. Now I'm not going to do any more than just splat it down a little bit. I'm not turning it. I'm not doing anything else to this today, because I just want to test how long it takes for each of these colours to seep in. Okay, so and now to push down on the blue, give it a gentle wiggle. She said she wasn't going to do that, but hey, I'm not turning it. Okay, let's see what that does, because as you can see there is still a nice amount of blue there. Okay, I'm going to go up the top now on the pink, because I did notice that I had a lot of pink that hadn't, as you can see here, it's very brown, not brown, sorry, it's got powder there. Okay, it's like I'm burning the kids' dinner. That's most nights for me. Right, then we come down onto our red. I'm trying not to move that one around too much, although I have noticed I have just splatted it twice. Okay, the reason for that one, me not moving that too much, is because I actually want some red. I've not been able to get a really nice deep red with the red dye, with the red tulip so far. I've not been using enough. But today's experiment is the same amount of dye for each. Okay, and now onto the grey. I don't really want to move this one around at all, because I'm really liking the colour breaks on it. And the yeah, it's called colour breaking, isn't it? So the colour break, I prefer the colour breaking on this one. Okay. Right, now it's a case of being patient with it and leaving it now to bubble for quite a while. I'm going to give it 10 minutes and then come back and check the amount of colour for each of them, so that I know how long each colour out of this set of dyes will take to dye using this method. Right, so after 10 minutes we have got a little bit of the green left there. We have where can I break the blue? The blue has still got quite a bit if I come on the top of it, but well, the water in the bottom is nearly out. The black, if I squidge it, lots, and there is still some that I can see there, and I can definitely still see the red and the pink. Let's leave this another 10 minutes, but what I will be doing in this interim period is adding another, what are we doing, quarter pint of water in, so I don't burn the bottom of the yarn. Right, so I have just added that extra 1/4 cup. It has brought the temperature of the pot down quite nicely because of course I'm using gas burners with no real control over what the temperature is. They are both on simmers, but what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take the bottom one off, which is my more powerful of my burners, and turn that off completely. So this stuff, although it's not going to completely cool this end down, because of course temperature will even itself out over time, it means though that by turning off the temperature at this end, I'm not burning this yarn. And of course, as we know, the colours on these ones, oh that's hot, are working through very nicely. She says, oh it's hot, and then decides to touch it with fingers. They're gloved, I'm alright. Okay, so that's that done. Oh, and also that's very hot this side above the burner, this side is very cool. Okay, so the temperature hasn't moved over. On the top end here, the burner side is hot, this side is cooler. And so I think I may actually have to move the yarn over slightly, which might be an issue because it may go wibbly wobbly, but we'll see. How hot is this? No, move it. There we go. So now the temperature is, the burner is here, so the temperature can move over a little bit, and I am actually going to reapply the burner down the bottom as well, if I can even reach it. Alright, I'm doing it off camera because I see there being danger ahead. Right. Okay, so to combat that hot cold issue that I just had, I've turn the whole tray around. So no, I haven't been mucking around with my camera angles here. I have literally just turned the whole thing around, which means now that the cold yarn, which is this side, will slowly warm up to match the temperature of the other side. And I've just touched it with uncovered fingers. I'm gonna go green. Right, but anyway, I'm now going to leave it for another 10 minutes and then come back and check. Now, as we can see, there is still a lot of pink, still a lot of red. We have got some really cool added multiple coloured speckles in the grey section. I'm loving that. We've got a reasonable coverage on the blue, and we've even got some breaking here as well. And we've got breaking on the green into its separate components. We've got a touch of yellow and we've got a touch of blue. Okay, so that gives me some ideas of what I can do for my next hank when it comes to heating it up on here. Ooh, I see fun ahead. Right, so that's been another 10 minutes on cooking. I'm now turning off all of the heat and I'm now going to leave this to cool down. I am not going to be turning it. I'm not going to be adding any more dye to this at the moment. Okay, and once it's cooled down enough to touch and move, we'll see exactly what dye is left. Yes, there is still a lot of pink. Yes, there is still some red, as you can see there. There is also a small amount of black, and the blues are going through quite nicely. There is a tiny drop of the blue, but nothing major. And then moving it off for the green. Yes, there is still some green here, but as I said, I'm going to leave it to soak through and see what it does to the yarn. Oh, fingers crossed, gang, fingers crossed. Pop in the comment section down below what you think's gonna happen. If you're watching on today's premiere, put a comment in. I'm not going to spoil it by telling you what's going to happen. I'm just going to sit back and see who guesses. Will the colour sink all the way through the yarn, or are we going to be left with a lot of extra white in these coloured sections? Is the pink and the red going to team up and tackle that black? Is the green going to spread to the blue spread to the green, or the pair of them run away from the pink? I do not know until I come back in about an hour's time. See you soon. Oh, by the way, I'll be chatting in the chat. Right, so now I've got to Right, so here we are back for a quick check on this one. How hot is it? It's not. The base of this is now nice and cold, or at least it was until I put it on top of this oven. Right, so let's grab our grabbers and see what a mess I've left behind. Because of course we don't know what the back of this is going to look like. Right, so we do have a little bit of the red left. That's to be expected. Red is an absolute nightmare. Okay, yeah, there we go. Do it around the right way, Ange. Right, so we have a little bit left, but nothing really that would worry me. All right. So, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one up, give it a bit more of a squidge. Okay, I pop this off to one side and I pop it through my new steamer. Yay! Oh, pants, have I got another tray? Okay, and now to take out a number 2. Okay, and we've got the same scenario again. We have got a lot of red left, but luckily not a lot of anything else. Tiny bit green still coming out actually, but mainly it's the red and the pink, which I've had that issue before anyway, haven't I? So oh, let's detangle. Get out. I need different grabbers, I think. There we go. Alright, so there they are, all ready to go off into the steamer basket that I'll set up in a few minutes. And of course we have our tray left here that has got a small amount of dye left in it. So what I'm going to do is shove that Family's been in my kitchen again. Put things in the lunchbox. Okay, so this water I'm now going to tip out and I'm going to place into the bottom of this container here that I'm going to cover, and I'll use it as a let's see what's left in a bit scenario. Others call it a no dye left behind, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so I'm going to give this a quick wash out. Right, so now it's time to wash off the yarn. Oh, here we go. So fingers crossed we don't get too much bleeding today. Only time will tell. Right, so let's get this water running. It's quite warm. Oh, that might have been a bit too much soap. But there we go, we'll give it a few minutes. Let's add some cold in. Oh, where are you, cold? There we go. Okay, so today I'm washing the yarn with a gel detergent. Okay, this is a clothing detergent, and it is a bold with a touch of Lenore, and the scent is brilliant clean. I'm quite liking this. This is a new one that I've just picked up solely for you guys to, for the dyeing. Okay, so the water is very muddy, very murky, so let's take this out quickly. And I should have really rinsed with just water first, shouldn't I? Okay, now I expect it to be red anyway, because of course red is an absolute nightmare for me. always been one that mucks around and always seems to bleed on me. It doesn't matter what I do, it bleeds. And that is pretty much what the red is doing at the moment. We've had a tiny bit come through from the tiny bit come out from the black, sorry, from the grey. As you can see there, the water is a bit murky. So let's try it again. I don't know, I'm starting to think I prefer my old technique, you know, but we'll have to wait and see what other ones come out with and what they look like and how much dye we end up losing. Right. So, give them another wobble. So we're losing a lot of the red, but we're not losing any other colour now. And now this is tepid water at best that I'm using now. And I've got to remember that I'm using DK, this is DK yarn. So of course the DK yarn is going to hold more dye than the other, the 50/50 that I've used previously. How are we doing? Getting there. So as you can see here, the water is lovely and clear with the greens and lovely and clear with the blues into the troublesome area, and there's a tiniest bit of dye still coming off. So what I'm going to do is add a touch more detergent, not that much, okay, a touch more detergent to the water, and I'm going to leave it to soak for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and we'll see how much more of this dye comes out of the pink. Okay, so what I've actually decided to do is just rinse the pink, rinse the red, and see if we can get that to the point where it is no longer leaking. Okay, and then I'll do the old rinse with the detergent again. Alright, we are there. So this took another an extra dunk to the rest of it. Right. Oh. Okay, so now let's add some detergent in. I'm hoping the detergent is not pulling off the colour. I don't think it will be. It hasn't in the past. I've used a couple of different ones for some different smells, and just because I think it smells really nice. You see, if you but when you're spinning it, you get a waft. Not spinning, sorry. When you take it from being hanked and you cake it up, it smells really nice. Okay, all right, so let's get this rinsed, let's get this spun, and I'll show you what it looks like in a few moments. Right, so now it's time for me to show you the yarn. Right, here it is. Now the colours are actually a little bit brighter than what it is showing on screen. We've got a beautiful mix here of the bright pinks. There it is, that's gorgeous, bright pink there, and we've even got some nice red in there. We've got a lot of different tones, lights, a lot of different tones on the greens and the blues as well, and then the grey section at the bottom has given us some speckling here and some greys. Now what I'm going to do is, of course, show you some photographs of this in a few moments. I'll just undo this on one hank. and hopefully it will show you a little bit better. Where to start, where to start? We'll go for the grey section. There we go. So there's the greys. It moves into the blues. I'm actually turning this as we go so you get to see both sides of the yarn. Now with the greens we do have some breakage, so we do have some yellow sections within the green, and then it comes down, it goes back into the blue, and there are a couple of lighter shades that I could say were a grey purple. Okay, then it comes into the grey again, and back into the pink. Oh, sorry, forgot to show you the grey blues with the speckling there, and into the pinks and red mix. Right, so that is that hank there. Now how did I have it rolled up? I've got two of these ones, of course. So if you like the look of these, and please remember these are a DK weight yarn. There is only two of them. I will not be reproducing the colourway because I wouldn't remember how to, even if I did follow my video. I can have a go at it, but there's no guarantee, of course, that it will get close to matching. That's the way hand dyed is, isn't it? There we go. Oh, this takes me forever to do this, so I make sure I don't catch any of the strands and put them the wrong way and stuff. Right, there we go. So that is hank 1 that I've just shown you, and there is hank 2. As I said, they do look so similar. I'm pretty chuffed with the way that these ones have turned out. Now I'm going to show you some photos of what they look like in natural lights, and I just took them on my tatty tablet. Alright, that is it for me for today. As I said, photos will be following. If you're here on the preview, please remember you've got about 2 minutes now to say goodbye to everybody that has joined us today in the chat. So ta-ra everyone, thank you for joining, and please remember, stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting.